I believe your sister and I disowned a failure like you back when you dropped out of medical school. So how come a stranger like you has come all the way out to this wedding?
Mom? Wait, I had no idea you'd be here as well. I assumed that I'd never have to see any of you guys again.
What are you talking about? Of course we'd be at an event like this. Today is Jasmine's wedding after all. And that means that only family like us has been invited to be here to celebrate, as well as some of her friends.
That's what it seems like. I was surprised to find that out when I came in. Well, for the time being, you all can just look away from me if you want and not talk to me. I would like it if we all just worked on avoiding one another while we're here.
Huh? What kind of nonsense do you think you're speaking about right now? Especially when it was you who crawled into here, trying to get close to the rest of us again. Well, I'm not going to have that when I have more important matters to be focused on today.
Wait, I didn't just sneak into this wedding, though. And I'm not here trying to get close to you all again either. I don't have any desires of being a part of your family, and I'd much prefer it if we didn't even talk anymore to one another like you had originally been doing.
What are you going on about? I can see right now that you just love to be a part of this family again. And of course, that makes complete and total sense to me considering you probably still have nothing now and could really use our money.
But I have my own life now that doesn't require any of you to be a part of it. A job of my own, a husband of my own, a family of my own.
Bull crap. I bet you don't have any of those things still and have been living to live inside a cardboard box this whole entire time. And your line of work is probably just you trying to crawl into your past family's wedding in an attempt to ruin it? Are you enjoying a sad life such as that? I know I sure would be.
Come on, I just told you that I did not sneak into this wedding.
Jasmine is feeling unpleasant about all of this now, after I pointed out that you were with some of her fiancé's family a minute ago. And of course, she's feeling unpleasant. She has to see a useless and disowned little sister of hers crawling all the way back into our wedding right now. A once-in-a-lifetime event for her. I feel so sorry. Why couldn't she have been the only girl I gave birth to, instead of having to listen to your father asking me for another one, and doing so?
You have no idea what you're talking about then if you really think I have nothing to do with this wedding.
What?
I am shocked that even after all this time, you and the rest of the family are still treating me like garbage. It's like none of you have progressed past the people you all were years ago. Don't tell me that for the past however many years, you've still been talking poorly about everyone else, all to help feed your guys' ego.
Progressed? I'll have you know that Jasmine has become a very amazing doctor while you've been gone. Unlike you, she never dropped out of her medical schooling. She made sure to go to all of her classes and became a praiseworthy doctor. One that's even able to care for her own mother from time to time now.
I'm aware of that. But what does that have to do with what I just said? In terms of the people you are within, none of you have progressed any. You all are quite literally just as bad as the day I was forced to leave you all.
The people are within. She became a doctor just like her father, which means she has become so much more within. Also, when it comes to Jasmine's fiancé's older brother-wife, in other words, her sister-in-law, she happens to be an active doctor who is currently working overseas as an elite.
She is? Well, that's quite amazing of her.
She is leagues ahead of someone like you. Today will be my first time ever meeting with her, and I am very much looking forward to it. Ah, and she just so happens to have the same first name as you, Claire. You both share the same first name, but everything else couldn't be more different.
I so happen to be that Claire you're talking about, though.
What?
Thank you so much for praising me like that, though, Mom. Hearing all of those things from you has really made me blush a little.
What the heck are you talking about right now? Cut it out with all those petty delusions you're having right now. There's no way a woman who dropped out of medical school could ever become a doctor afterwards.
I understand that at one point I went and stopped going to all of my classes and then dropped out. But after a while, I went back to school and am currently graduated from there. And as you are also aware of, I've been working overseas as a doctor now.
Yeah. Like I was just saying, cut it out with all those petty delusions you're having there. There is no way someone as hopeless as you could ever become anything more than a failure.
Well, if you're not going to believe any of what I'm saying, that doesn't really bother me any. I guess I'll be seeing you later then.
Take a look at the reality around you for once, please.
Hey, what are you, of all people, doing at a place like this? I never invited a complete stranger to come and join my wedding. Would you stop trying to come around the rest of us all so that you can start drama that will ruin everything for me? I'll have you know that I'm getting married to the man of my dreams today, and will not let you do anything to me when I am in every way better than you.
I already explained this to Mom, but I was invited here today by the groom and his family. If you think that I'm lying about that right now, then go and ask Lucas, please. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to clear everything up right now and not have to sit by and watch as the woman he wants to marry does something stupid.
You're going around trying to tell people that you're Will's wife, right? I heard about that from Mom, but there's no way you're Will's wife. And if that were really the truth, then why was I never told anything about it? Surely my fiancé or Will or somebody from his family would have told me that before, right?
I have been overseas with Will this whole time, so it kind of makes sense why you wouldn't know anything about me. After all, today is yours and Mom's first time meeting with Will as well, right? Can you say what Will's wife's name is for me?
Her name is Claire, right? But I know that she is not you, and nothing is going to make me think otherwise. I know that you're only here right now after sneaking in, all because you want to try and get back into our family, right? Well, look, that right there just goes to show you that you really are a total loser that none of us want back.
Stop talking like that and go have a word with Lucas about this. I'm telling you, when you ask him about who I am, he'll say the exact same things I've been saying.
Sure. I'll go ahead and ask him about you. Hold on a second. What the hell is going on here? So you're really the Claire that is Will's wife?
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time.
I'm in shock. How could a completely hopeless woman like you have become the Claire they call a doctor? That crybaby you once were is a doctor now?
The only reason I was having to cry all the time like a baby is because of the amount of crap I was being given by all of you, treated like a total failure for no good reason.
You're lying. I can't believe this. Because what? That would mean that...
In my case, I never thought that the woman Lucas would be getting married to today would turn out to be you. When I saw you and Mom in the venue like that, I was surprised too. Very surprised.
Well, at least, it's not like you being married to Will changes anything between Lucas and I. And you still are going to be seen as a loser who had dropped out of medical school one time like a failure. I graduated from my school with high scores, and am now a very amazing doctor who is walking a very happy path. You will never be as good as me, no matter how hard you try.
Is that right? Just like the good old days, you still have that massive pride, don't you? I was really thinking we had a chance of making up and getting back together as sisters again.
Who the hell would want to get back together with you again as sisters? You and I cut ties to one another a while ago, so there's not even a reason for me to be talking with you anymore. Get the out of here and go back to whatever country you came from.
All right. I understand what you want, Jasmine.
Goodbye forever. What the hell is going on here, Mom? What the hell did you mean with what you just did there?
What? I had to make sure to tell everyone here as soon as possible about Claire. About how a loser like her crawled into this wedding uninvited, after we had all called ties to her before.
But you don't just say something like that about her over the speaker at my wedding.
What's wrong with what I did? The only people that are here are all successful people, right? I wanted to let them know about her now, before she went and did something to embarrass my sweet little girl.
But what you just did was more embarrassing than anything that she would have possibly done.
What are you saying? I did all of that for the sake of you, didn't I?
Are you done talking now, Mom? Claire is legitly Will's wife, alright?
What?
And she was invited to this wedding by Lucas and all of his family. But you just went and took the mic off the stand and told everyone that she's a loser and everything. Do you have any idea what's going to happen now to us?
What are you going on about now, Jasmine? There is no way that failure could possibly be his wife. You were laughing before about how delusional she is when I came and told you, right?
Well, I went and confirmed that stuff with Lucas. And he told me she wasn't being delusional at all, because she really is his sister-in-law. I was shocked at the time I heard that from him.
What? So she's really Will's wife? Hold on a minute. Then I just did something very, very bad.
You sure as hell did, Mom. You get back on that mic and take back everything you said about her right now.
Oh, I'll go do that right now. Wait, what?
Mom? Wait, what's going on over there?
Are you doing all right, Jasmine? I can see that the wedding has been stopped for the time being, but...
Huh? Things are not at all fine right now. Because of that crap Mom just pulled over the speakers, all of my fiancé's family has...
I'm sure they're all very much upset with how that played out now. Calling a member of their family a loser and a failure like Mom did was surely not the right way to introduce the real woman that she is to everyone.
You come out here right now and fix all of this confusion for us. Everything is going to hell for me right now.
Why would the victim of all that harassment want to go out there and try to convince everyone that what Mom was saying wasn't really true? And what is this confusion? From what I've noticed, there isn't a hint of confusion amongst the crowd. Actually, from what most people are saying, they want to know what's going to happen with you and Lucas now.
What?
I might have to clear some things up first by saying what I'd like to say about you all next. Like how you guys would intentionally get in my way when I was trying to study for my exams, taking my notes and things away from me that I'd taken during class, putting medications in my food to put me to sleep before my tests, and about how you would all make fun of me, calling me hopeless and a nobody whenever I didn't do well at all in school.
Wait, that was all? I was just doing all of that because I'm your older sister and wanted to just pick on you a little.
Calling all of that nothing more than you just picking on me is a bit... I know what this was all about. You and Mom hated the idea of your little sister becoming a doctor before you could, right? In order to make yourself look the best, you went and turned me into this loser doing all of those horrible things to me.
You hold it right there. What the hell are you blabbering on about right now? You take all those lies about me back right now.
I suppose some of those things I can't be all too certain about, but you have to admit that you did go and hide a lot of my notes back then, and that you did go and put medications in my food that would make me pass out.
What?
You just told me a second ago that all of those things were just you picking on me as my older sister, right? You never said anything against what I'd said immediately, therefore you were agreeing that you had indeed done those things. I didn't even have any evidence of you doing those things, yet you agreed to what I was saying. Way to go.
Wait, hold on. You stop that. That was dirty. You just set me up like that, didn't you?
I wasn't trying to set you up or anything there. You just happened to agree and acknowledge what I was saying you'd done. I kind of figured you were behind most of those things back then, but I couldn't be too sure, right? Thankfully, I have you confessing to those things now, and there's nothing you can do to talk your way out of it now.
All right, already. I will take responsibility for all those things as long as you just shut up about it. I'm sorry for what happened then. I was just doing all those things as a way of messing with you, and I didn't mean to cause any harm. All of that is in the far past now, though, so just forget about it all now.
I'm sorry, but there has to be a reason for us running into one another again like this. And considering I might never have a chance at this again, allow me to take my turn. I need to explain to everyone what happened between myself and you guys.
Wait! Claire, did you go and prepare a script or something for that? Because the way you went out and spoke about Mom and I was way too perfect.
Not at all, actually, but thank you for complimenting my speech to everyone. I didn't think I'd even be running into you guys today, so there was no way for me to prepare for this. Just after all that I had been through with you both, the things that I wanted to say so badly about you just came out and sounded good. I guess everything had been stored up somewhere in the back of my head for a moment like this.
What the hell? You made it seem like you were having fun making fun of me out there. Today was my once-in-a-lifetime wedding, though. Why the hell does my wedding and everything have to go to crap like this now?
Perhaps this all happened because on this once-in-a-lifetime day of yours, you decided to focus on making fun of me instead of paying attention to your guests.
And I told you already that it was just Mom and I picking on you a little, and that's something everyone should have known about. What the hell do you think you're doing talking about all the things that were private family matters in front of everyone today?
Family matters? But you all went and cut ties to me already, correct? You and Mom are no longer family to me, making all of that more than just family matters.
Wait. You stop it with all that far-fetched logic, alright?
I'm sorry, but nothing about that was far-fetched. I was told by both of you that a complete stranger like me was never invited to your wedding today.
Damn it! You're really getting on my nerves now. I am fed up now with all of your bullcrap arguments.
So any kind of an argument that you don't agree with becomes a far-fetched argument then. Well, you were always that way from the very beginning, Jasmine. No matter what, it was all about you. And anything that wasn't the way you wanted it to be couldn't stand without you tearing it down. And that's why even today you're picking on me like you did when you were younger, right?
Shut the hell up! Either way, it's all because of you that my wedding today has gone to hell. I'm going to make you pay for all of this.
Claire, what the hell are you trying to do? Now Jasmine and Lucas' wedding are going to be completely cancelled because of you.
Is that right?
All you have to say is that? Do you not feel responsible for any of this?
Not at all, actually. Because I didn't do anything wrong.
Bullcrap! You went out in front of everyone and made that speech about all the things Jasmine and I have done to you, though.
And you did the same thing before me, taking the mic and claiming I had snuck into the wedding and was a complete failure, right? I just wanted to clarify a few things with everyone was all. You were the one that challenged me first, all right?
What? How dare you claim that someone challenged you, or you challenged someone else at a wedding of all places? None of us are children here.
You think you have the right to call yourself anything besides a child right now, though? How wild, Mom. Well, from what Will had to tell me, Jasmine was always talking down to others in the same way you've been. He also told me about how a lot of her patients would complain about the way she talked to and treated them. And that is why you can't blame the canceling of today's wedding solely on what happened today, as there was already a problem forming beforehand.
But had you not done what you did today, then those two would be getting married. I don't care if they ended up divorcing after that. The only thing that matters to me in this family is that we get married to a family of elites like Lucas's family.
So what you're telling me is your daughter's wedding and her marriage isn't really about her love with her fiancé? So you really do only see your kids as nothing more than tools in which to improve your very own status.
This world is based around people's status. And things that don't have a large status rot on the ground below us. And those that cannot come to grasp with what's on the floor itself being trampled on by everyone.
Is that so? Then that would mean you were the first in the family to become one rotting on said floor.
What?
Because you're either a doctor or anyone of equal status, right? Dad was a doctor for sure, but he's not around anymore. All you are is a nobody who wants to use her daughter's status as a doctor to lift herself up.
No, it's because of me that you were both able to become doctors in the first place.
What? Are you serious? No way that's true. I only became one after looking at Dad and thinking that someday I'd want to save people's lives as well. I know that he passed away when I was still pretty young, but even now I can see him in his coat getting ready to leave and save lives every morning. All you ever did was scold me by saying I had no choice but to become a doctor.
What the hell is that? Who was it that paid for you to go to medical school then?
I believe that was Dad's money that he left me after he passed away, correct? And you're in the same boat as Jasmine and I, only being able to do anything because of that money he left us. Dad happened to have a hospital of his own, and there he had saved up a lot of money to make sure we were able to go to school.
And it was me who managed that money after he had died. I played a part in your guys' future, right?
You managed his money? I believe you meant to say you used up all of his money. And thanks to that, most of what he left for you was gone before we even graduated from medical school. Currently, you're having to live off the scraps from his money, but also off whatever Jasmine is making, right?
You... Who do you think you're talking to, your mother with a mouth like that? If it wasn't for me, you would have never been born, right? Both you and Jasmine should be thanking me for what I've done more than anything else.
How trivial this has become. I thought you told me you had disowned me before and that I was no longer a part of your family. Yet now, of all times, you're saying what again?
Shut the hell up right now. Either way you try and twist things, all of this was your fault. It's all your fault that even Jasmine is upset with me.
I don't really care, though. All I did today was come to my brother-in-law's wedding. Besides that, I didn't do a single thing else. You both just decided to blow yourselves up on a day like this.
You... Excuse me, Jasmine. Are you really going to give up on marrying Lucas now? If you were just to go up to him and apologize with all your heart, I'm sure he'd take you still. Shut the freaking hell up, you bitch. The reason all of this happened to me is because of you, right? I'm going to cut ties to you now, Mom, so don't you ever talk to me again. Wait a second. You have this all wrong. I just happened to make a simple mistake was all. And you can forget about getting any more money from me each month, because I'm stopping that. How about you try getting off your ass for once and making a living? Wait, Jasmine. You were such once an obedient child, right? I only ever wanted to care for you and love you like the precious little girl you've been to me. And so the hell what? I made sure to send you money every month for the past 3 years, right? I think that I've paid you back for all you've done by now. Goodbye forever. Wait, I was doing all of that for your sake, though. Oh, you were? Well then, if everything you've done was all for me, give me all that money I gave you back right now. Instead of me getting a settlement from you. What? If you've only ever thought about me, then you should be able to do that no problem, right? I'm being asked to pay for this whole wreck of a wedding right now. Wait, but that's a little bit too... If you can't do that for me, then screw off, you hypocrite. Either way, I'm not going to talk to you ever again anyway. I'm blocking you right now, so go to hell. Wait a second.
Mom, just act like an adult for once and come back here. Trying to run from the police like that is impossible. They're just going to be forced to taser you and then arrest you in a worse state.
But I have to, because I never wanted things to turn out like this. I was just trying to explain everything to Lucas.
By tailing his car all the way back to his place and then jumping him from behind?
I had to do something to get him to forgive Jasmine and I for what happened. I've already lost Jasmine now. If she doesn't come back to me, I'm not going to be able to survive on my own.
So you're really going to make everything about yourself until the very end. Unfortunately, due to the things you did to Lucas, you really have put an end to your life.
Shut the hell up. I did not do anything wrong. Remember that all of this started to happen because of you. Why the hell do you think you can just go around smiling all the time like that when this is happening to us?
I've heard you blame me so many times like that now that it's time for me to block your number like Jasmine did. But before I do, I am telling you one last time to stop running off like that and come back here to face your punishment.
You're going to block me now too? What? What am I going to do, Claire? I've already been blocked by the last person who used to care about me, and there's nothing left for me in this world now. I'm going to be forced to pay even more money now, and might have to go to prison for what I done, so running away is the only choice I have left.
All right? Go ahead and keep running then. I'm going to block you now anyway.
Hold on a second, Claire. I really am sorry for the way I treated you, ever since Little, making you feel like a loser. I never thought that someday you'd actually become such an amazing person.
I really don't matter to your situation anymore, all right? All I'd ever wanted was to be loved by you, yet that never happened. Some could say that I left the family before you ever even came around to kick me out.
I get it already. I'll show you that love right now, okay? I don't need Jasmine anymore, just as long as I can have you by my side.
What a frickin' bitch.
Huh? How dare you say that about your mother?
Mother? Jesus Christ, I already told you before that you are not my mom. And right after that, I went ahead and blocked my mom's number before deleting her contact off my phone for good. Ever since then, she has not once been able to call me or text me. Eventually, my mom ran out of places to run and hide. And before she could make another break from the police, they hit her with a taser, dropping her on the spot. She would be asked to pay a settlement to Lucas and his family after she had come up from behind him and hit him with her purse in the head, knocking him out. Actually, it turns out that my mom had a handgun in her purse. When she'd gone to the wedding, for some reason, nobody to this day had an answer for, but when she hit Lucas in the head, the weight went and took him down. He would later have to be taken to the very hospital he would normally be working at, and there get an X-ray and an MRI to make sure everything in his head was good. But with him having suffered a pretty decent skull fracture and a concussion, as well as a terrible gash, he would need staples and a few weeks of rest. Considering Mom had no money left from her husband and no longer had a daughter to milk for money, she was forced to go into debt in order to pay everything off. I believe it was around $123,000 in total she was sued for, and that is for sure not a small amount at all for someone like her. She would then have to go back to court again after being placed under house arrest for a week. And that time, she had to hear about how she was being charged with aggravated assault, evading the police, and with carrying an unregistered handgun in her purse. The charges would end up putting her behind bars for 1.5 years, and during her time there, she sure did get into lots of trouble with the other inmates. She would then get out of there, but during that whole time, she never had anyone who was able to start paying off her debt, which means relations only soured on that end. As of right now, I've been told that she's on the run again, but this time not from the police or anyone like that, but from the loan sharks she hasn't started to pay back. She had lost her house during that time in prison thanks to not being able to pay the bills on the place, as well as her car, which was put into the pound 1 year before by the police and then sold this year. She really is useless at everything but running from people, and even then she can only make it so far before having to give up. I really am so happy that a woman like that went and disowned me back in the day, because I'd hate to have to call myself her daughter now. I haven't really spoken with my older sister anymore ever since the wedding, but I'm sure that in her mind she's regretting ever letting herself fall into my mom's trap of making an enemy out of me and letting herself be leeched on by my mom. The last I heard of where my sister went after her trashed wedding day was to a new hospital on the other side of the country, where she's making only half of what she'd made at her previous job and is living in an even smaller apartment as well.